Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of my journey after spine surgery. Thank you for tuning in. So in this video I'm going to take you through the rehab process that I went through after staying about a week in hospital straight after my surgery. So the first week we were kept in hospital. The main reason for that was to ensure that the vital stats are all good, that the pain management is under control, that I'm able to sit and stand on my own. So that was the main goal. The first week basically was designed that I can rest as much as possible. There's immense inflammation after the operation, and the idea was that I can kind of get self-mobile initially to be able to sit and stand so that I can then transition to go to the rehab by myself when I need to walk, and I'm staying in the hotel alone and things like that. So after the first week I was really feeling good. As you saw, I was able to walk up and down steps as well and sit and stand by myself, and that was already unbelievable. I mean, to consider that I went through such a major operation of double disc replacement in my spine, that within 24 hours first I was able to stand up and take my first steps, and then within a week I was able to sit and stand and walk around. It just was just amazing for me to go through that. The next stage of this whole process with the ONZ organization was to be transported to the Marriott Hotel, which is basically connected to the Medicos rehab center. Now the Medicos rehab center apparently is one of the biggest rehab centers in Germany, if not the whole of Europe. And when I first walked in there, I was just amazed as to the facilities, the organization, the structure that they put us through, and just I guess the whole thing is so well designed that everything is taken out of your hands. And I used to be given this sheet of paper every day, and that was my routine for the day. So from the time I woke up, I knew exactly what I was doing every hour, where I was going to be, which treatment I was going to get, and where my rest periods were, when I could go back to the hotel and get some sleep. All of this was kind of pre-designed, and the days that the routine was a little bit intense, they gave us more rest, so it was just amazing. Now the treatments that we went through, there was such a big variety. I mean, there was things like lymphatic drainage, where there was somebody just assisting you to kind of drain the inflammation from where the wound is, where the incision of the operation was. And physiotherapy, massage therapy, organizational rehab therapy, and obviously my favorite sessions were in the gym, and where I was able to kind of push and test and stretch and just feel my muscles again and get mobile again, and just be in that atmosphere where I was active again. So I'm going to walk you through a few snippets of the training that I was doing. And nothing too intense obviously, but you'll get an idea of how mobile and how the ability to be able to even move around the gym and to bend and sit and stand was so unbelievable that just 8 or 9 days prior to that I just had spine surgery. So, and then it's just gotten on better and better since then. One of the most amazing things was that I was able to share this journey with a couple of other guys. One of them was from Sydney, his name is Fabian, and another guy actually, his name is Joel, and he's an amazing character, and we've become good friends now, and he's actually from Auckland in New Zealand as well. So we met there, and neither of us knew each other prior to actually meeting there, and both of them had their families with them, and we kind of became like extended family because I was there by myself. So it was amazing to have that support and that encouragement from them, and all of us were going through the same scenarios. So we all, if there was pain, we were all sharing and talking, and how you slept, how did you sleep last night, and what's the pain level at today. And so it was just beautiful to be able to share that. And we also enjoyed eating our meals together every day, so we used to kind of just text each other and meet for breakfast. And so that support system I felt was really crucial, and I also want to take this opportunity to give my thanks to them. And they're both doing really well now, so we still keep in touch. And So all three of us have recovered really well, and we're all in good health and doing well now. So as a part of this video also, I'm going to throw in my last conversation with the spine surgeon, so Dr. Bierstedt, and the way he took his time to explain to me, what are the pros and cons of moving and moving back into daily routine, and my main concern was how fast can I get into gym and health and fitness again. And he kind of basically suggested that I just feel my way out. The discs are titanium, so they're solid, and I just need to respect the magnitude of the surgery and basically just take it easy, and so that's what this video is going to be about, guys. And after this, I'm going to then start putting through what my journey has been after I've come back to Auckland, and you'll see the change from this video where my mobility has been fairly non-existent in many ways, to now where I'm far more flexible and the strength levels are so much higher, and just the journey and the progress to my own self sometimes is just all I can be is grateful for this whole ride. So I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you again for all those who've already sent me amazing messages and the vote of confidence that I'm doing this, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, and also thank you for those who've subscribed. So guys, here you'll see my morning routine. That's me leaving the room. This is the hallway that I used to walk every day first thing in the morning, and also make my way back in the afternoon, get some rest, and then head back to Medicos for the afternoon session. It's just so convenient because it was just literally a 5 or 7 minute walk, and I was at my treatment for the day, whether it was physiotherapy or the gym session. It was such a great way to kind of just get there. It was so convenient and really helpful that it's so close by. As you can see, I used to choose to take the steps rather than the elevator, just because every movement, anything that I was doing to have extra movement was just helping me more and more. As you can see here now, I think this was the very first gym session, so the movements are really basic, just trying to get some freedom in the arms and the upper back, just to kind of get some mobility, and just kind of freeing up all the inflamed muscles, all the tight areas in the upper body. The lower body as well was really tight because you kind of, with this double disc replacement, you actually gain 2 centimeters of height. So the lower body basically gets stretched 2 centimeters. So all those nerves and tendons and the muscles which have been at a certain height are now, in a matter of a couple of hours in the operation, now they're stretched by 2 centimeters. So everything is stretched out, and your ligaments and your tendons take a lot of time, a few months, to adjust to this new height. So majority of my pain at that time was also in the lower body. So basically my calves were super tight. As you can see, I'm stretching them here, and this was something that I tried to do everywhere I found like a corner of a wall. I used to try and put my foot in there and stretch my calves out, because to be honest, walking for a while was also painful. So first a couple of weeks, if I walked more than 10 minutes at a stretch, the calves used to get really tight. Here you see me doing some work on the foam roller. So again, the weights are super light, but at that time they felt quite heavy. So just the movements were really odd because the muscles were so tight and inflamed, and there was hardly any flexibility or mobility at the time. So what was really nice is that the trainer there, as you saw a bit ago, his name is Mike, and they're just trained to kind of help someone who's just been through this particular surgery. So it's fantastic to have someone with that sort of knowledge guiding you. This is where I started kind of really enjoying the sessions when I got back on the machine. So I love this. And as you can see, again, Mike there helping me with the posture, helping me with keeping everything sturdy, and making sure that I'm just working the muscles in the back and not damaging anything else. So one of the things I want to kind of also point out is everybody goes through this rehab at their own pace. So there's no set and fast rule that everybody has to do the same exercises. Depending on your current health, what you've done in the past, how strong your internal muscles already are, will determine, you know, what level of recovery you're doing and how fast your muscles are going to be able to recover. So in my case, I did a lot of work prior. You know, I've always, like I mentioned in my previous video, I've been an athlete for a long time, and so that I feel played a big role in me being able to recover at a much faster pace. Stretching, I feel, was one of the most crucial and important parts of the recovery, because everything in the lower body was so stiff and tight that the more you stretch, the more you know, easier it gets, especially the hamstrings area. So this is here me just having some fun, just trying to tell Mike that there used to be a time where I could touch my nose to my knees, and that's actually true when I was a lot younger. And as you see, that is the maximum that I was able to stretch at that time, but it's gotten a lot better since. But again, it's about having the motivation to do the work, and, you know, just appreciate the magnitude of the surgery and take one day at a time and be grateful for every small improvement, every small kind of mobility that increases. Small things like when I was able to kind of just bend to, you know, wear my socks and things like that was also such a great feeling that, oh, I'm coming back to normality, you know, things are getting normal again. So the glutes and the hamstring was primarily where most of my pain was. So that was basically where the most stiffness was due to the surgery. Today is Friday, the 11th of August. I've just come to meet Dr. Bierstedt for the final checkup. The rehab's been going really well, and we're just here to find out what he says about the final x-rays, and I think they're going to make me do some mobility tests that I don't really know. I'm going to ask them if it's possible for me to film this, just because I think it'll be really nice for me to have this so that I can look back at it as well, and also, you know, make it a part of the entire documentary as well. I mean, I feel good right now. There's few aches and pains, different kinds, but you know, it's part and parcel of what we've been through. Lately, the last few days, there's been a lot more pain down my calves, my left calf in particular, and I just think, you know, good massages, good release will help that. So we just wait for the doctor now and see what he says.
So this is just fine from today.
Yeah.
So looks perfect. You see both artificial discs here in very, very good position. Feel the space pretty good. Place at the posterior border here, and you see those are completely in midline.
Yeah.
These are the clips from the vessels here, if you wonder what it is.
Yeah, so that's the stapling the vessels together?
Yeah. Okay, that looks perfect.
I actually wanted to see the disc as well. You have one?
Yeah, this is a real one, so it's very hard. You cannot move it with your hand. Now don't wonder, because the forces under your body are much more. And
so this is exactly what's in my...
Yeah. You have the L size as well.
I get a copy of the X-ray as well?
You have it here.
Oh, okay.
It's in the paper. And yeah, this is an original one.
Oh, it's fine. Just take a photo of
it.
it.
Okay,
cool. So during this meeting, basically what was discussed is the aftercare. Once I get back home, I asked him when I could start going to the gym again, what are the do's and don'ts, and all he mentioned basically was, you know, I just have to feel it out. The discs are in there, they're solid, and they're going to kind of cope really well with the body and the muscles. So there's nothing that is restricted. Obviously, you have to take things slowly. Don't go under, you know, heavy squats and things like that, which is really common sense. But overall, the meeting was about, you know, just being able to get in touch with them if needed again in future. Also getting in touch with Jake in Australia if needed, and just general chit chat about, you know, what sort of pains I was going through, and everything was really you know, explained quite well, and I really didn't have too many questions at that point. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Just ask for some help to be able to lie down with this tube. can you just give me some help to lie down? Just with the tube, holding the tube. Yeah. She said okay and left the room. Hello? Hello? That was I think she just wants me to do it myself. It's one way to motivate someone. Okay, and leave the room.